Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Shelter. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $5 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, we started version 0.44, which you could play now if, you subscribe, to their Patreon, not me. I don't have a subscription. But it's started with Alon and the rat guy trying to escape the castle, which they got partway through until they met a guard named Luke or Rook, whatever, and knocked him out and made it look like he was drinking, and then met a Komodo dragon and another dog, and he sleep powdered them out too. And while telling the story, Rune got really angry and left our group because I guess he didn't like that Aelon, snuck out of the castle and shirked his duties, quote unquote, but also maybe that um, I think part of the thing was Aelon talked about how Rune betrayed him and stuff like that, and when the timelines, and Rune might be angry about that. I don't know. I'm not very good at catching those things. But anyways, we set our face. Oh, and also, um, when Rune is going away, Luke was like, well, basically, you know, shouldn't be bottling up stuff. And hey, memories from, I mean, I guess it's not us getting other timelines, but it's memories that he gets back from timelines. Though I guess there's paths. Anyways, sorry, never mind. I just got distracted. Please, continue. Are you sure? What about the husky? If Reen isn't back by the end of the story, we'll go look for him. As you wish. Where was I? Ah, right. It's good. The cleanup room. My kidnapper and I were sitting in the light of the oil lamp, with two unconscious men hanging in the corner. I finally heard the rat speak. We have to lay low for a while. Lay low? What if they find something and sound the alarm? They won't. Not tonight. But they'll go looking for me. Then they'll do it discreetly, and we have to make sure we're discreet too. But you want to get out of here, or not? Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Now, take your clothes off. What? Why? We won't be able to slip out of here, with everyone seeing you're sparkling in the moonlight from miles away. Oh, right. I stood up immediately and spread my arms. How is he gonna get, his thing off? I mean, I guess they could cut it. I waited. He stared at me, tilting his head in confusion. What are you doing? Waiting for you to change my clothes? What? Why? Are you a fucking toddler? No, but my servants always, never mind. Confused and slightly offended, I started changing, and after removing my boots, vest, coat, trousers, decorative sash, belts, golden threads, ropes, I stood in front of him with nothing but my underpants. Like, how do you take your thing off if the red rope's in the way? Kind of reminds me of Kingdom Come 2, where it's like, you have lots of clothes. A white linen shirt, a soft silk underskirt, a pair of breeches, underpants, stockings with slightly fit garters, and a custom-fit tail-based support band. I felt so exposed and embarrassed in front of him. But not to me. It was a small price for the promise of freedom. He held my clothes in his hands, rubbing the material in amazement. Bloody hell, how rich is your clan? Pretty rich. Those aren't some cheap clothes. You have rubies mixed in with canine mana crystals, sapphires mixed with cerulean. I can see colors in them. I've literally never seen them this saturated. Oh, and you even have a few green ones mixed in too. Ah, I'm wondering if that's like, hey, use some kind of weird mana to extract them. I don't know, I just came off of left shards. Granted, you take those by killing, but I'm not sure how you take mana crystals in this universe. His amazement cooled down into visible discomfort after seeing that. He plucked out a few crystals of each color and stared at them for a moment as they reflected the lamp's warm light in his open hand. What a sick clan, wearing people's hopes and dreams in their clothes. He picked two tiny gems from the handful and put the rest of them into one of the other pockets of his coat. A couple of gems, still between his fingers, vaguely reflected the shimmer of yellow and blue. They seemed to pulse. He even took a deep breath. Let's set them free. With a hard squeeze, he pulverized the gems between his claws into fine glass-like dust, letting it spread around like a glowing, snowy mist as he whispered something under his nose. I started having issues focusing my vision. There was barely any movement in the room, but it was like the shadows around us lagged and split, distorted by magic. While both light and shadow reflected in greater contrast over the rat's eyes and fur, tinted in a green hue. He rose his hand, putting two of his fingers together, not unlike the observer did for his magic. With the rat, however, that gesture didn't feel threatening. There was a certain feeling of comfort growing in the air. Rodent hearts. Shelter. The flame of the lamp continued to glow through the still air of the messy room. However, it felt different. It felt slow. I stared at the little flame, mesmerized by the pulsing, flowing patterns. The glow, the radiance, it felt like a viscous, yet short-lived mist, bending against my fingers. The room itself didn't get any darker or brighter. The light, even when pinched or fanned my hand, didn't refract into separate colors either. Out of curiosity, I grabbed a piece of rubbish off the floor and tossed it in the air. A moment after it left my hand, the metal buckle slowed down, raising through the air like it was wading through water. When it touched with my finger, it sped up once again for just a short instant before slowing down again, just a few inches away from my claws. I looked around in awe, observing the viscous light, embracing everything around us, the rubbish, the dust, and us, everything enveloped in a beautiful sense of calm. What is this? A spell. It'll give us more time to prepare. Catch. The rat threw a bundle of clothes at me, a bunch of gray, patched rags. They hit my face and chest before I could react. I gave them a sniff. My nose didn't like what I found, and I agreed with it. Put them on. How come they didn't fly slowly? What? Your clothes. You threw them at me, and they didn't slow down. I threw this little thing in the air earlier, and it took all this time to finally reach the floor. Yeah, but I took the clothes out of the seal. So they have my mana on it. What? And what matters? Yes, it does. Now shut up and try on the clothes. I have to mix up my medicine. Okay. I was just curious. I gave the rat a sheepish, hurt glance to see if I could recognize any trace of my guilt in his mind, but he didn't even look back at me. He was already back to messing with his magic hole. I started trying the clothes on, just like you wanted, despite the unpleasant scent of something that hadn't been perfumed soap in weeks. Seen perfumed soap in weeks. I held my breath and didn't dare to complain. Unfortunately, the clothes didn't fit me. These sleeves are dangling down to my knees. Look. Yeah, I can see that. Take them off. Also, you didn't give me shoes. Can you see me wearing shoes? No, but normal people don't wear shoes. We have hard pads on our feet for a reason. Mine aren't hard. It's gonna be difficult for me to walk too long in only stockings. No. Take your socks off too. And... bloody hell, how many extra shirts are you still wearing? 1, 2, and I also have a very nice tight wrap around my waist too. Whatever. Keep them on. Nobody's gonna see them, but the socks need to go. Beans. I passed him the smelly clothes and my lavender-scented stockings. My feet felt extremely sensitive on the cold rock floor, so I sat down on my crossed legs. Don't sit down yet. Here. He pushed a small wooden bowl towards me. It was filled with thick gray soup, faintly smelling of ash. Put it on my wound. I can't reach there, between my shoulder blades. Reluctantly, I nodded and followed his order. I scooped some of the ointment down my fingers and approached him from behind. The tear in his clothes was quite long, but it was hard to tell how big or deep the actual wound was. All I could tell was that it was soaked the cloth in blood. I shuddered at the sight of his scent in blood, or the scent of blood. Surprising, I know. Like, obviously, I don't get frazzled about it now. You know, dealing with blood and death all the time. My two old friends. But at the time, they were still more like extremely creepy strangers to me. Ew. Stop whining. It will mask the scent of blood. Your coat is already drenched in it. I'll take care of that too. Do the wound first. Shuddering in disgust, I scooped even more of the gray goop before finally putting my hand through the cut in his coat, smearing the ash-smelling ointment all over the softness of the wound. I felt it bubbling in contact with the exposed flesh. I wanted to stop, but he made sure I got all of it covered thoroughly. Only once it was covered along the whole length, he finally told me to sit back down and wait. The rat sighed with relief, stretching and twisting his back as I sat down before him. I was still working on his back. He got curious about my book. He picked it up and opened it to a random page. He let out a disappointed sigh when he saw the text and illustrations. I was wondering why you were being so protective of it. It's my favorite thing. Then, better keep it safe. He tossed it up, making me let go of his back for a moment, but I was too far away to catch it. The pages fluttered in the air as the open book free fell into the floor. Diving into it like a rock tossed into a lake, spreading a few illusory waves and illusory waves? I don't know. Until over the rock. Spreading a few illusory rays until over the rock and disappearing without trace. I don't even know what that... like, it might be right, it might be wrong, but I can't read that. That, indeed, seemed like the safest way to store it. You're done back there? He took the wooden bowl from my hands and dipped it into the floor once again. There was no trace of the goop in it anymore. It was filled with clear water instead, and I was told to wash my hands. With his focus on the clothes, the rat folded the sleeves of the rough linen coat while eyeing me, taking my measurements with quick glances. Then, with a nod, he brought the textile to the floor, pressing it down with his finger. And, with faint sparks shimmering at the spot, he kept firm He at the spot he kept firmly with his claw. He passed the cloth forwards, one small push at a time. I noticed that the parts, affected by the light, stuck together, like if they were sewn firm by some magical means. Soon enough, one of the sleeves was perfectly shortened and at a length that seemed to fit my size. Whoa, that's so cool. Quiet. So cool. What kind of magic is this? Oh, it's just my seal. It's amazing. You can do so many things with it. Yeah, I guess. Closed threads have relatively simple structure and follow clear patterns, so I dip them inside my seal just to tangle them a bit. It's nothing special, really. Some of my kids can do that already. You said you had 33 children? Yes, but obviously the younger ones are still playing with rocks, not with seals. I wish I could use magic like that too when I get older. Well, you won't. We have our powers. You have yours. Then again, seeing how your superiors dressed you with mana crystals, I assume they would eventually teach you how to use our holding seal too. Have you ever used empathy? Canine empathy? Oh, yes. I also have a friend I could connect impact mentality with long ago. Oh, so it's not like you hate all canines? Of course not. I don't like you. But some dogs outside the grove can be alright, I guess. Do you have friends from other species too? Used to. Not anymore. Like in Noon Moon stories. Oh, bloody hell. No. Nothing like Noon Moon. Just... Can you be quiet for just a moment? Just 10 fucking seconds. Like, I like working in silence. Okay. So, you have read Peregrination of Noon Moon, right? Yes, the kids got one somewhere, so I read it for them. I didn't like it. What? Why not? We have plenty of our own heroes. No need to poison their minds with your cheap propaganda. But Noon Moon was a friend of the rodent kind too. He brought the people of all nations together, just like the first moon before him. Oh, please. They make it sound like he was the single most important hero of that era, when we all know he was just one of many. That's the problem with you dogs. You make the worst allies because you believe in unity only if it's you standing in the center, hogging all the good boy points. Boy, it do be like that. I think Noon Moon was cool. Got nothing on Mirash, I'll tell you that. Ooh, I love Marish. At first, he seemed rude, but he taught Noon how to take enemies by surprise and how to use daggers. And oh my dog, you are exactly like Mirash from Noon Moon's group. Heh, I wish. You are, and you can teach me how to be as cool as you are too. Any sign of a smirk I could see curling up in the corners of his mouth suddenly drooped at that remark. The uncomfortable tension silenced like a slap in the face. After a short pause, I took a breath to follow up on that, but he silenced me again with the sharper discharge of magic from his seal. As we spent more time together, I started to understand him more with my empathy. There was something uncomfortable boiling inside of his chest. Something that even as an inquisitive kid, I was too intimidated to keep coercing out of him with my thoughtless talking. I sat in silence, watching the light bend over the flowing dust. The rat finished the second sleeve. Hey kid, not that I care or anything, but why are you trying to run away? Are you sure this is really the right decision for you? I'm sure. You're a rich pup from an obviously important lupine clan. There's no dog in the whole kingdom who wouldn't want to swap places with you. That's what he said too. Who? The Observer. Your father? A clan leader? No, but also yeah. I think you could call him something like that, technically. Well, he's not wrong. You should always listen to your elders, even if... But he's wrong. He's a monster. Whoa there, puppy. That's not a way to speak about your dad, no matter how much a piece of a wolf shit he might be. I hate him. He's a terrible person. I wish I could bite him again. You bit him? Yes, I'd kill him too, if I could. Oh, no. That's enough. Bad dog. No, I'm right. I know I am. I want to blaze on him when I bit him, so that means that was a good thing, right? I write about in Noon Moon stories. Whenever crystals glow, that's when things turn out for the better, and justice triumphs. He grunted, shaking his head, and clicking his tongue in annoyance. He took a breath for a reply. But then, he just sighed, lowering his stare to the floor, with a somber resignation. You do realize that evil people go ablaze too? A blaze isn't about being good or evil, right or wrong. It's only about one's truth, whatever that is. Then again, what the hell do I know? Everyone has their own identification or definition of what blaze is, and everyone speaks about it like they know for sure. Fools, all of us. A fickle thing, the truth. The blaze, like everything else in this blasted life. I still regret biting the Observer. Then that's your choice. I don't care. Frankly, I should be laughing at the thought of some lupine snob catching the fangs of a spoiled runt. But that's the thing, pup. You asked if I hate all canines, and no, I don't. But I definitely hate all of you wolves. Everyone does, even your own people. Talk to normal dogs outside the grove. Everyone other than your snob buddies, and you'll see what they really think of you. Maybe then, you'll finally understand you should have stuck with your own kind. But by that time, it might have already been too late for you to return. Too late to take back what you said, or did. Think about it. If there really isn't any love among you wolves, then what stops them from picking literally any other newborn to fill your spot, huh? Make sure you really know what you're gambling with before you ruin your life beyond repair. You won't find love for your kind outside your clan. I will guarantee you that. Right now, at least you're among your own. It's not like they're not taking care of you. What else could you ask for? Here I am with my mouth open, trying to come up with a rebuttal, but in the end, I just looked down and stayed quiet. Some of that was true. I didn't know anything about the world beyond the Crimson Royal Grove. My interactions with other people were always twisted because of my status. I wanted to run away because I wanted to be free and explore the truths of the world. But what if I didn't like what I found there? Was that really what waited for me outside? Hatred for who I was? Would you like to take my place? Huh? What do you mean? I'm a rat. But if you could be a wolf, would you want my life instead of yours? In riches and in luxury? Oh, kid. The smirk returned in full force, with a flash of yellow teeth. I could feel a jolt of joy flipping through his mind, and his imagination showed him a glimpse of that life. The Observer's words were true. Everyone dreamed of a life like mine. The pleasant warmth enveloped by the rat's thoughts formed or mere suggestion of being in my place. He wanted my life. He wanted it. But then, a spark of joy blinked out, leaving a streak of cold void in his mind space. a cold realization of some sort. It connected to other feelings and sentiments beyond my grasp. He was thinking, remembering. His one eye studied me, and he wore a cold expression. I tried to decipher his feelings, but they didn't feel like any of the patterns I would expect. Nothing close to jealousy or anger. But then it hit me. I felt his emotion even before he himself realized it, at the conscious level. It influenced my own. Guilt. In our very different ways, for very different reasons, we both felt it. However, the moment he realized we were staring at each other, he shook his head, defensively, and swept away any connection between us with a wave of frustration. He proceeded to work on my trousers. I would never fall so low. See? They're just the worst. Shut up. Okay. And it's you who is the worst. All of you. Not them. You're all the same. Okay. But you... maybe. Never mind. You didn't joke about going to Blaze, did you? No, it happened. But you didn't craft an ember, right? Well, what's an ember? It's a sort of magic spell, if you want to be simple about it. Like what you did just now, in the room? Oh, no, this is a lesser art. Any rodent with enough skill in magic could use it. You sound like you know a lot about magic. I know a bit. Yeah. Teach me. Huh? About magic. I want to know more. Such a smartass, overeducated pup. You still lack some of the most elemental vocabulary. Huh? What? That's not true. My vocabulary's perfect. Okay, then maybe nobody has ever taught you manners. Wrong again. I've been taught royal etiquette ever since I could speak. It comes as easily as breathing to me. You really don't know what I'm talking about? No? Okay, then there may be one thing I could be willing to teach you. I assume you have a slave or two, and you're used to having them catered to your every whim, no questions asked. But that's not how the real world works. I'm not your slave, and if you want something from me, you do it properly. You show humility and respect. I have a pretty good memory, kid, and I already knows that one interesting pattern with you. Throughout the whole night, never, ever, at any point, not even once, have you said, please. Or, please! It's like, question mark? Ayla never says please or thank you. Or, I am sorry. Oh, yeah, come to think of it, through all the months I've known you, I can't remember a single instance of you saying any of those words. Also, Aelon, you never addressed me by my name, species, or even my nickname. It's always just straight you when talking to me. Shut up. You're getting us sidetracked. How about please shut up? How could that be any better? You're right. Not at all. Please, continue. Right. So, as I was saying, geez, I don't know what's up with this visual novel and me. Like, that's twice in a row that I'm like, I'm gonna check oh, it's 30 minutes. It's like, the hell? I don't know, like, there's this other visual novel that I'm currently also doing, one that's a very long one, and it's like, I go through it and I'm like, Jesus. It's so long, it's like an entire scene in one spot, and it's like, bah. I'm not gonna say it here, but it's definitely one that I'm like, okay, come on, get to the point. Woof. But that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, comment, tell what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow, and please learn to spay and a noodle your animals to help control the pet population of you. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, or play this now, when I'm recording it, then you can give them monies to do that. And until next time, it's $5 a month. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Shelter. So thanks and see ya.